So, with 1.0 just about to close out, I wanted to share my miscellaneous thoughts on the game before the new update. This is going to be a bit more rambly than my other two videos on WUA, and there really isn't going to be as much of a structure to this. If you want a TLDR, I am happy with the game, and I'm optimistic that they're going to cook with this new patch. This video is either going to age like fine wine as I bring up my talking points, or it is going to age like spoiled milk. But, what do you guys think? Is 1.1 going to successfully fix the biggest issues we have in 1.0 right now, or are we going to be looking at a burnt chicken nugget? Comment your thoughts below. I would love to spark a discussion about this. And with that out of the way, I'm going to start by talking about the game's exploration.
Alright, let's see what this is about. Where the fuck is everyone?
I love the exploration of the game. I'm already at exploration level 7, and I'm still planning on getting on the rest of the levels in the future. Between the grappling hook, the parkour mechanics, and the overall environmental design, I find it very entertaining to just get into every nook and cranny I can shove myself into to find all the little hidden goodies. It reminds me of playing the old Assassin's Creed games, specifically the second one. I took my time finding each and every single collectible in the game, including those feathers, and seeing all the unlockable gear you get out of it was incredibly satisfying. I only even bothered to do it in the first place because the traversal was just that much fun to do in the first place, and WUA does a fantastic job at doing the exact same thing. Sprinting up walls like I'm Alex Mercer about to do a war crime feels fantastic, and any game that has a grappling hook as a traversal mechanic is already a win in my book. The fact that there's tech in the game to get extra height is absolutely insane, and I love that. I can't wait to experience the new area alongside the new mechanics like the jump pads and that little skiing minigame. My ass is gonna take every opportunity to do every single one of those challenges.
Take a look.
So, the characters in game. It's a bit of a mixed bag. Gameplay-wise, they cooked for each and every single one of them. I genuinely have no complaints there. As for the roles in the story so far, well, I don't think I have to bring that up again. However, there are a handful of them that I want to mention because they stand out so much for me, and those are Colchero, Yinlin, and John Shin. As of the moment, this is my main team comp, and I've spent most of my resources on them. I have enjoyed the quick swap mechanic in this game to bits, and to my tastes, they have the most enjoyable movesets exactly for that playstyle. It's no secret that Yinlin and Colchero are great for that. They have so many long animations that are just begging for you to swap to another character to max out your damage per second. However, Shin doesn't exactly have those kinds of attacks in her kit. What she does bring is some much needed consistency. She is the anchor point that I can swap to if I need to slow things down and assess the situation with a bit more comfort. If things start to get a little too hairy for Colchero and Lin, I go to her so that I can, comfortably recover, block attacks, get shields, get heals. She is amazing for that role. Giving her Monkey Slam just gives her a actual attack that's good for quick swapping out of, and that pretty much rounds out my team for that. What I am upset over, though, is the fact that nobody, and I mean nobody, has anything to say about Colchero in their voice lines. Colchero is a fucking sweetheart who talks about every single character in his voice lines with very, very respectful lines. And the fact that nobody, except for maybe like, Verena, has any opinions about him, upsets me. It upsets me. It does, and I'm going to be bitter about it until Kuro does something about this. Kuro, give my boy some love. Please, please, when his character story comes out, please give him some good love. I need it.
Let's go gambling! Aw, dang it. 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 Aw, dang it.
The gacha system is where my opinion is going to be the least experienced in. As I mentioned all the way back on my first video on the game, I'm not really much of a gacha game guy, so this is just going to be my thoughts on the matter as a newcomer to the genre. It has overall felt pretty good. The sheer amount of stuff that the devs have given us, from the initial pre-launch rewards to the compensation for their fuck-ups, as well as the event rewards, make pulling for stuff feel pretty tangibly reachable. I was admittedly a little reckless with my pulls, and even I still managed to snag Ji on his weapon and Yunlin. Unfortunately, her weapon fell through my fingers, which does hurt, but it is what it is. I am a little bit concerned about how this is going to translate to the next update though. Like, is the gacha system going to feel as good when we don't have as much free stuff given to us? Well, only time is really going to tell. However, the promotional material that the devs have given us so far is indicating a lot of free stuff anyway, so my concerns might be entirely invalidated by the time the actual update comes out. Funnily enough, I actually bought the Battle Pass and the Daily Astrite thing. I forget what it's called, and I did it purely because the devs made me feel so confident that they're going to, address any issues that I have, and they've been so good at making sure that us players are happy with the game and the product that they're providing, that I just thought to myself, well, I gotta give these guys money. I mean, at this point, I feel like I'm stealing from them. So, from this perspective, I'm very satisfied with it.
It's supposed to be a fucking RPG. What role am I playing? The fucking victim? Jesus fucking Christ.
The endgame's one of my favorite parts of the game, bar none. I've only just managed to beat my first hologram 6 boss with the fucking bird. Wink wink, watch the video. And the difficulty growth between each levels has been pretty satisfying to go through. I'm in the process of trying to clear Monkey 6 as I make this video, but that has been its own painful ass blasting. I like that the bosses aren't just scaling up with crazy high numbers, though those numbers are still crazy high, but they have also scaled up with complexity. The extra attacks they gain and the extra mechanics injected into their kits just make it an absolute joy to learn them each time I get into the ring. And it really gives me a lot of motivation to just get into the hologram fights just for that. I am super excited to see how the crownless is going to be in the hologram version of the fight, because I was so sad when the overrule version of the crownless just did not have the fucking boxing moveset anymore, but seeing that he has that back in the 1.1 hologram promotional material, hey, I'm down for that. The tower though, it's a bit of a miss for me. The tower's difficulty falls a lot harder into the damage sponge category for my tastes. It doesn't help that the bosses that you fight are just base versions of the bosses that are just scaled to really high levels. There's not really a lot for you to really learn when it comes to beating them. You kind of just have to brute force your way through highly geared characters, and there's really not much else you can do to improve. The depths of the Illusive realm, however, is a lot of fun. The roguelike mechanics are enjoyable to experience. The issue is that it very quickly ends up being a mash fest, where you kind of just get to the point where the most optimal way to play it is to just press as many buttons as fast as possible and kill everything on screen with the occasional dodge here and there. You know, there are a few enemies that actually have hyper armor to attack you through those attacks, but the majority of enemies just get juggled to fucking death. It's not even a fair fight. And I would love to see more challenging ways to get through the Illusive realm, because right now it just kind of feels a little boring once you figure everything out, if I'm going to be fully honest.
Yo, tell us the other one that says Nate is out pocket.
Nate?
You know who coined that?
A mint picker?
Oh, yeah.
What is that? Mint
You
picker?
stupid mint picker.
Dude, I feel like I would try to say that, and then something else would come out.
What is mint picker?
Man, this is where the RNG really hit me in the nuts. I've spent so much time trying to get onset elemental boost that I've probably caused several extinction level events on the game's monster population. I'm surprised they still have more to throw at me at this point. It's extremely annoying spending all that time farming only to end up having no echoes that even match what you're looking for. It's even crazier to me that we can get mixed element echoes that are quite literally useless by nature. You can at least make some kind of argument for subpar main stats, but arrow damage on an electro set? Get that shit out of my nuts. That's not to mention how difficult it is to grind for echo experience in tuners as well. It takes so much time just to fully level up an echo that you're better off just leveling up to a certain point to see their substats and throwing them out before you spend too many resources on them if you're trying to do endgame like I am. I'm really hoping that those fixes that the devs are doing for 1.1 actually makes the grind a lot easier. I am at least happy to report that the rest of the game's grinding doesn't feel too bad. Getting resources is easy enough for the resonators and the weapons, so I'm not pulling my nails in that regard, and I am fine grinding those ones out. And those are the last of my thoughts on the current state of WUWA. It's a really fun game with a few hiccups here and there. The issues are a touch of concern, but with Kuro's open communication to players and their willingness to change things in light of that, I feel very confident that they're not going to let problems linger for too long, and that the game will be in a healthy state sooner rather than later. And that communication is really important. It means a lot to me specifically as a player. I have been burned too many times by devs that just leave you hanging for months and months and months on end, and in some cases years. And having a dev team that actually talks to players and openly says, hey, this is what we're working on, these are the issues that this patch has, it's been a good breath of fresh air. It gives me the same vibes as the Helldivers game devs, and I love those guys as well. And yeah, I'm excited to see 1.1, and I am going to be making videos on how I feel about it when the patch comes out. If you guys have enjoyed this video, leave a like and a subscribe, watch my other shit, and most importantly, I hope you all take care of yourselves.